Welcome back. This is Defender Fabrication. My name's Scott, and this is episode 6 of my show and tell series. If you're not familiar, what we try to do in this show and tell series is show you material that we purchased to be installed here at my business, Defender Chassis. And what we've got for you today is a brake kit. Now I'll tell you up front, this is not something that we selected. It was something the customer selected, but they had this stuff shipped here, and we're going to install it as part of a project on the customer's 73 Plymouth Duster. We're putting a Dana 60 in it. We're doing a spring relocation. We're doing mini tubs, and we're going to put a cage in the car while we're at it. So he would like to have this brake kit installed on the Dana 60 when we get it. Now, this kit is from a company called The Right Stuff, and I think, and we'll know better here in a minute, that all they do is they basically take existing designed brake components and apply them to your application. And what he's bought is actually for a 9-inch Ford, is what they're calling it. Now, the reason for that is the Dana 60 that I'm ordering for this customer, as being a dealer for Strange Engineering, we're going to do the large Ford housing ends. And we'll do this typical offset for a 9-inch Ford so that this brake kit will work, being the distance between the housing end and the face of the flange. And so effectively this Dana 60 is a Ford 9-inch from the housing end out. But anyway, this is not a kit that we selected, so I'm not at all promoting this. I just want to give you a look at what you get. The box has yet to be opened, so you'll be seeing it for the first time just as I'm seeing it. So let's go ahead and get this thing open and see what we've got here. Okay, let's take a look and talk about what we've got here. This looks like a pretty typical OEM style brake rotor. It has been zinc coated. That was an option, if I remember correctly. If we look at the part number that this customer ordered, it doesn't detail it on the packing slip, but I remember looking at it. He opted for the zinc plated rotors. Everything looks pretty nice. I don't see any manufacturing origin or anything of that nature. Although it does look like there was a sticker right there that somebody has peeled off. It might be from something else. But there's not a lot of cosmoline or anything like that on it, or any type of rust protectant. So that makes me wonder if it was made overseas or not. The calipers, this to me appears to be a GM style caliper. This customer ordered the black powder coat. So, it doesn't have any, fancy names or anything like that on it, but should be corrosion free. It appears to me that all the hardware is there. We've got brand new bolts for the brake fitting. We've got instructions as well. I want to make sure that we got a left and right caliper, and how you can tell that is the brake bleeder. So we've got So you can see the orientation of the brake bleeders. See, if we were like this, they're opposite. So of course, and I'm sure the instructions cover this, the brake bleeder needs to go to the high position. But brake shoes, or pads, I'm sorry, brake pads are there, shipped in the calipers. He also opted for braided stainless lines. They're packaged in a Right Stuff bag, so maybe Right Stuff actually makes these. There's actually extra hardware. Yeah, because there is copper washers in here, and then there is clips. These brackets are to be welded to the axle so that this end, the caliper on this end can be slid in, and then a clip applied. Although, interestingly enough, these brackets have a hex punch in them. Let's take a look at this, because I don't think, I'm wondering why that's not just a hole. Yeah. Now that end has a swivel, but that's got a hex in it, and there's no register, so it's not like, I mean, this thing goes on, it can spin anywhere that it wants. I'm not sure that hurts anything, but it just kind of surprises me. Okay, and then I'm assuming these are the bolts to attach. These are going to be your retainer plates, and it looks like this thing. See, normally your brake backing plate would hold the bearing in, the housing end, hold the axle in, and they've provided these plates, but they've got a hole drilled for two different patterns. Now, if you're not familiar with the Ford 9-inch stuff, the typical Ford housing ends that are the most popular in racing applications, there are actually two different bolt patterns. There's a late and an early. And I'll tell you what, I'll stick a picture in here of those housing ends in the Strange catalog, and you can see there's, and it looks like they have incorporated both of those bolt patterns here. So this should work with not just the late Ford, but also the early Ford. But I don't know for sure, so make sure before you buy these. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bolts. I'm assuming these are what attach your caliper brackets. These brackets appear to be zinc plated as well. Now that won't last forever. That'll give you several years of protection, but that won't last forever depending upon how thick that is. But these brackets appear to be laser cut. If I would take a guess, there's where they made the entry point. But you can see the lines, but at the same time, there's almost a step like you sometimes get with something that's punched out, but I wouldn't think this would have been punched out. I would say those are laser cut, but they look nice. I mean, they are functional. You know, this is not probably show car stuff, but you know, for a car you want to drive, I think this guy's going to be pretty happy with this stuff. So there you go. That's what you get when you order the brake kits from the Right Stuff. He also ordered a master cylinder, and I don't see it in the box. I don't know unless it was shipped in a separate box. I would say that it was. This box correlates to the brake kit, and I would say they probably shipped the master cylinder. Maybe they shipped all this in a bigger box. I don't know. Anyway, hey, listen, I hope this helps. If you're looking at these guys, I don't see anything that would lead me to say, boy, I really don't want to install these. Although, as I say that, and I can't get this brake pad out, but look at the wear indicator in relationship to the brake pad. You're only going to get about half that brake pad off there before this thing starts squealing on you. So, you know, that's easily fixed, and it doesn't appear that the other side is quite as bad. But the fact is, this is a you know, this is just a cruiser car. He'll probably never wear out a set of back brakes on this thing. Anyway, listen, hey, if you appreciate these videos, I would appreciate a thumbs up and subscribe so you can see the next one. Hopefully, the next show and tell is going to be on the Dana 60 for this car. I haven't ordered it yet because I wanted to confirm the correct not back spacing, but the correct offset for the axles and this center register diameter. So I'm going to order that on Monday, and hopefully in a couple of weeks we'll be doing show and tell 7 on a strange S60 Dana rear end for this car. Hey, thanks for watching.